Hello and welcome to the Orlando Health Stadium in Melbourne, Florida. You're watching the number 19 ranked Eastern Florida State Titans versus the Polk State College Eagles. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Zakari McKenzie, and I'm joined with my color commentator, Max Mesman. We are students of the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting at Full Sail University. We would like to thank the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting and Eastern Florida State for allowing us to call this game. Well, Max, when you're Polk State and you've already beaten Eastern Florida this season, what is the game plan coming into this one?
Well, I got a chance to talk to their head coach, D. Shiverman, before the game, and he really said that it was a great game for them last time. I mean, only their third ever win over Eastern Florida State out of 24 tries. And so he said they're just going to go with the same game plan, keep the same energy, and try and beat this Eastern Florida State team for the fourth time ever.
All right, and for Eastern Florida State, they have not lost a game for the last 4 games. So what is the mindset for them coming into this one?
Well, talking to the assistant coach, Jordan Humbert, before the game, she said that they always like to win at home, even though this year they have kind of struggled. They're 1-2 at home, and they have, they've won their last 3, though, won 3 of their last 4. And so to keep them focused, they got to understand that, they had some losses earlier in the year that are uncharacteristic for a program that just 4 years ago won the national championship. So they know their history, and she said that they're going to play with poise and try and get on them early.
All right, so despite being on a 4-game losing streak for the Polk State Eagles, who are some players that we're looking out for in this one?
Well, some players to watch. I got to start with number 10, Marie Naruski, the 5'6" freshman defender out of Germany. And she leads their team with 8 goals in 11 games this season. And she also has 4 assists and is second on the team in total points. I'm telling you, this freshman from Germany had a goal in the first meeting with the Titans, and she's scored 7 has scored 7 in the last 11 games. And so she is a player to watch out for the Eagles in this game.
And for Eastern Florida Titans, who may be a player to watch out for in this one, Max?
I'm going to go with Avery Bracker. She leads the team in goals by a lot. She has 10 on the year, and she's also tied for the team lead in 5 assists. And not only does her 10 goals lead the team, it also leads the FCSAA this year. So I really think Avery Bracker, the sophomore forward out of Oakton, Virginia, is going to be a player to watch in today's match.
Looks to be an interesting game, Max. These two have a historic rivalry. The Polk County Eagles not usually coming out on top. Their overall record only being 3-28 with 1 tie for the entire time they've played each other. So it looks to be a good one, Max.
Absolutely, and if you're Polk State, I know Coach Humbert said for the Titans to get started out early, but I really think if you're the Eagles, you need to get started out early on the road in a game where we've seen about an hour and a quarter delay, before this game. So a lot of players can not only be experiencing road lag, but a little bit of just, being out of the zone coming into this game. But I definitely think for Polk State, you got to get started early. And if you're the Titans, I feel like you got to use your home field to your advantage and stay poised.
Definitely, Max. When you're coming in on a 4-game losing streak, you have to start off early and with a lot of energy and get the jump on your opponents and not go down in the game.
Yeah, and coming into this one, the Titans knocked off number 11 Monroe Community College in New York, and they come in with a 4-game unbeaten streak. So this is a Titans team that has a lot of momentum coming into this game, although they do not have a conference win yet. But if they are able to bounce back against Polk State today and get revenge for the loss earlier in the season, they will get their first conference win and continue that winning streak.
Yes, Max. Like you said, I'm sure Eastern Florida is definitely seeking their first conference win, despite having a good season. Though they have 6 wins and 3 losses tied to their name.
And Polk State actually does have another thing going for them as we are still awaiting the start of this match. In that first meeting that was 3-2 where Polk State won, there was a long rain delay, and they had to finish close to dark where the lights turned off at the field. So really similar situation here with this game starting closer to 8:30. And so I think if you're Polk State, a lot of similarities to that first game, in a game where you won. I think Polk State really has history on their side, not in terms of the total meetings, but of the meetings this year.
So what you're saying, Max, is Polk State may be happy for the delay.
I think that it does help in a way. I mean, you come off of the bus. If anybody who's ever played a road game, it takes a little bit out of you, the ride, no matter how far it is. And so whenever you get off the bus, you got to bring your own guts in it. For example, like you got to bring your own momentum into the game. And this delay, it will take some of that out of the players even more. But I feel like for some of the best players, including Marie Naruski that I was talking about, it will make them want to shine even more when it gets later. And who knows, maybe it took something out of the Titans.
Definitely, Max. Like you said, we're just here watching the players warm up, still waiting for the referees, I think, Max, during this delay.
Yes, we are. But going into a little bit of the background of the head coach for the Eastern Florida State Titans, Scott Carswell. He is this is his 5th season as the head coach of the women's soccer team, and he won the program's first NJCAA Division I national championship in 2021. In 2023, Carswell led the Titans back to the NJCAA Division I national championship game, falling short to Iowa Western 1-0 in overtime. But the Titans won the conference title as well as the Southeast District title and went 14-4-1. So this year, they are trying to get back to that dominant fashion as we see some of the refs are entering the field, and we will get started here shortly. But how does this Eastern Florida State team have to get back to that time of prominence, do you think, Zakari?
Well, I think it starts with, like the coach said, discipline and being focused on remembering their championship pedigree and remembering who they are and taking shape of for the team that they want to be in the future.
As we see, can't see the refs on your screen yet, but we did just have a crowd cheer as refs are here, so we will have some refs calling some penalties today. Hopefully not too many, of course. We like a clean match. But continuing going into Carswell's background, he joined the Titans as an assistant coach in February after 17 seasons at Merritt Island High School, leading the girls' soccer program to 3 state championships, including back-to-back in 2017 and 2018. And they went to 8 state championship games in 17 seasons. So this is a coach that has a lot of experience. He spent the 2019 season as the co-head coach with Jeff Carr, helping the program to a 16-1 record and a trip to the NJCAA Division I National Championship tournament finals. And overall, in 4 seasons, Carswell is 47, 10, and 5. And so this is a Titans team that historically, over these last couple of years, has been a top seed. But going into this game, they are 0-3 in the conference, so this will be a big test to see if they can get their first conference win of the season against a team that has already beat them.
Yeah, but like you said, Max, definitely a winning team, a coach that knows how to win, a team that's used to winning, so this shouldn't be a problem for them getting their first conference win and settling in the conference play.
Absolutely. See, the teams are, you got some of the players play fighting at the center of the circle here.
Anything to stay active, Max, anything to stay active.
Absolutely. Got to keep them legs fresh before this game gets kicked off as we creep up on 8:30 here. I'll tell you what, though, watching this from the Eastern Florida State players, it's good to see that they're, not there. Sometimes you come into these games where you're trying to get your first conference win. There's a lot on the line, and you get super tense, and you don't really act like yourself. But it seems like these players are just out here to have fun and are hopefully going to just play their own brand of ball. And so, very good sign for the Falcons seeing these players out here, very loose and very natural on the pitch.
You're correct about that, Max. Having fun is what really inspires winning. The more fun you're having, more likely, the more winning is going on. So definitely looking to have fun, keep the smiles up, and stay active on the field.
As that was actually number 1, Lyra Adamski, as well as number 19, Avery Bracker, hugging it out there after the play fight. And now we see Avery Bracker getting some juggles in at the middle of the field. Showing off some skills here and getting the cheers from the crowd. Tell you what, somebody that used to play a little travel soccer ball when I was younger, juggling was always something that was not my strong suit, I'll say. Not even juggling in the air, but juggling with your feet. It's just an added skill that Avery Bracker just showed off.
Truth be told, Max, I never tried it. Maybe if I did ever try it, maybe I could have got it like 3 times, I think the most. But for to do something like what she did, it's not possible.
Yeah, no, I would always end up, kicking it the first 2 times, like pretty close to my feet, and then I end up punting it away,
yeah,
and
definitely.
it goes a couple yards away. But looks like they're just about to get ready to kick off here, and I'm ready. Are you ready, Zakari?
Definitely, Max. Just to get the starting lineups out of the way. Number 3 for Polk State Eagles, Paula Cortijo. Number 5, Riley Whale. Number 9, Janessa Crespo. Number 10, Marie Naruski. Number 11, Kaylin Allen. Number 13, Kiana Kropp. Number 18, Sophia Salas. Number 19, Jordan Robert. Number 23, Hannah Williams. Number 30, Zactavia Grant. And to round it all off, in goal, number 1, Ashley Miller. And for the home team, the Eastern Florida Titans, number 2, Jazira Gonzalez. Number 4, Taya Patel. Number 8, Phoebe Wilson. Number 11, Akeelia Johnson. Number 17, Rebecca Barros. Number 19, Avery Bracker. Number 20, Maya London. Number 26, Savannah O'Grady. Number 23, Aoife Farrell. And number 28, Jasmine Casey. With number 1, Leroy Adamski, rounding it out in goal.
Yeah, this is a Falcons team here that is really looking, like I said earlier, get started early against this Polk State team that is coming in looking for another big win in a season that really has been great for them so far.
Yeah, X-Mass, we can see they're already pressing each other and playing very high-octane soccer despite, like you said, the delay.
Polk State comes in with a record of 6-5-1. In the conference, they're 1-2-1 with that solo win coming against the Falcons.
Jazira Gonzalez inbounding the ball.
In Polk State, if you're just now joining us, is on a 4-game losing streak coming into here. And they're 1-5 away, so in terms of the stat sheet, there's not much going for them, but we did have a delay as we see a good save there.
Quick start to this one, Max.
Indeed, it has been a quick start. Not quick start in terms of the kick time, but quick start in terms of the play so far.
Yes, and I think that is already a shot on goal from number...
Looked like it was number... I'm trying to spot it out, too. It looked like it was number 8 right there.
Number 8, Phoebe Wilson, like you said, Max, a player to watch coming into this one.
Yeah, Phoebe Wilson, the sophomore, she's second in the state in assists, but right there she was trying to take it herself and shoot it and almost made it.
Taya Patel on the corner here.
Yeah, Taya Patel, sophomore, has started all 10 games this season. It's more of a holding midfielder. Very strong defensively and is a leader on the team. Let's see if she can lead her team into a goal here on this corner kick.
Probably looking to cross it in the box for Avery Bracker here. Or Phoebe Wilson, whoever can get their head on it. Good cross into the air. Number 17, Rebecca Barros fighting for control on the corner. And it goes out. Goal kick for Ashley Miller.
Good defense right there by Polk State. Not giving up anything on the outside to Rebecca Barros there. And they're going to earn a goal kick right here. And really just solid play from both teams early on in this match.
Number 5, Riley Whale with the cross. However, bounces to. And that was, I believe, Avery Bracker with the goal right past the goalkeeper.
That is Avery Bracker's 11th goal on the season, adding to her FCSAA leading total in goals this year. I mean, she is having a season so far.
Just got it past the keeper, Max. What Like you said, despite the delayed game, what a hot start, what a quick start for the Eastern Florida Titans.
And it's really the Falcons were just pressing that entire time over the last minute. And so they just haven't let up at all on that side in the 18 for Polk State. And it showed right there with the score by Bracker.
Yes, now here's the Eagles pressing the ball, going up the field.
And that's going to be a foul right there. And I think that is going to go on the goal scorer, Bracker. Polk State would look to get on the ball really quick here.
Number 3, Janessa Crispo with the free kick. Now number 3, Paula Cortillo dribbling the ball. Corner. Whips it into the box. Controlled by number 11.
What a save.
Kaylin Allen. Good save by Lyra Adamski.
Lyra Adamski, the freshman out of Frisco, Texas, went to Hebron High School. Great save right there. One of those players you could see before the game started getting loose in the center. You can tell that she is feeling no pressure right now.
Kaylin Allen on the Marie Naruski, my bad, on the wing, attempted to cross it in, got knocked out of bounds.
Good block by the Rollins defender there, just staying in front, not giving up any space. The Eastern Florida State defender, excuse me. Good job by the Falcons defense, keeping them in the corner here, not letting them get inside the 18 box.
Yes, now number 19, Jordan Roberts, fighting for control on the edge of the box. Recovered by the Titans.
Not a bad idea right there, looking for Avery Bracker, the superstar forward, just unable to corral it there.
Now here's number 19 again, Jordan Roberts trying to control it. Attempts the slide tackle. Physical defense from number 5, Riley Whale, on the tackle there. Foul.
Riley Whale, the freshman from England right there with the foul. Just getting a little too physical right there with Bracker.
That was Jasmine Casey on the free kick with the cross. Now Jordan Roberts controls it, through balls it to Maria Naruski. An easy save for Lyra Adamski.
Yeah, you can just see how calm this back end for the Eastern Florida State Titans is, as that's a good move and a good through ball.
There's
right
number
there.
19, Avery Bracker on the through ball into the box. Dribbles it, one touches it, looks to test the keeper. And just into the hands of Ashley Miller. Maybe a little more for Avery Bracker on that touch.
I mean, Avery Bracker was this close to having 2 goals in less than 7 minutes, less than 6.5. I mean, just to add to her total of 11 on the year. I mean, what a great push by Bracker, but an even better stop by the goalie for Polk State.
Fighting for control of the ball. Titans seem to have gotten it. Kicked out of bounds.
Exactly at midfield here for Polk State.
Sophia Salas on the inbound. Turns it. Good defense by the Titans. Now Janessa Crispo trying to fight for control in the midfield.
And I like how physical these players are being, as that's a great touch right there by number 11, Akeelia Johnson.
Hannah Williams dribbling up. Kaylin Allen on the wing. Looks to cross it inside the box. Missed her target, but ends up on the other end of the box. Slips there.
I think she was confused. She had an opening to shoot it and just hesitated, but a good job by the Titans defender to be there.
Good clearance. Now here's number 17, Rebecca Barrows, flying down the sideline, trying to track the ball down. Unfortunately, couldn't get to it in time.
That almost wasn't just a clearance. That was almost a great through ball into the corner to set up Rebecca Barrows there. It seems like one of the strengths of this Titans team is being able to place those balls in great places, especially from that back end of their defense.
Number 19, Avery Bracker, tried to turn and run with a good clearance from number 3, Paula Cortijo.
Yeah, Paula Cortillo sending that one into the crowd there. Maybe got a fan a souvenir for the night.
Phoebe Wilson out. Phoebe Wilson now dribbling on the outside of the box. Looking to get it into Akeelia Johnson. Akeelia Johnson on the wing for Rebecca Barros. Once again, knocks out of bounds for a corner, it looks like.
It will be, not sure if it's a corner. I think it will be a throw-in from a very dangerous spot on the field right here.
Akeelia Johnson controls it inside the box, gets a turn, tries to backheel it to Avery Bracker, unfortunately, to a Polk State defender.
But then it goes out of bounds on Polk State, and we'll do it all over again. Really like that this Titans team is being very meticulous and very methodical with how they're running their offense, not half-assing any play.
Number 10, Maria Naruski fighting for the ball now. 17, Rebecca Barros trying to track it down in her own box. Knocked out of bounds by number 5, Riley Vale.
But I'll tell you what, another great setup right there. Barros just wasn't able to do anything with it. This Titans team is finding openings in this Polk State defense, and now it's setting up a corner kick for them in a very dangerous time here. I know it's only not even 10 minutes into the match, but if the Titans can get up to an early 2-0 lead, I mean, this could spell trouble for the Eagles very early on.
Number 4, Taya Patel here on the corner.
And you can only assume that there is a little bit of revenge factor here for the Falcons after losing to Polk State earlier this season, looking to try and get back.
Taya Patel whips it in the box, deflected by the Polk State defender. Now Taya Patel on the edge of the box. Crosses it into Akeelia Johnson, fails to control it. Akeelia Johnson trying to track the ball down. Controlled by number 26, Savannah O'Grady.
This Titans offense just not letting up, as that is going to go out of bounds for a Eagles throw-in. But this Titans offense is just keeping it on this other side of the midfield. And if you're the Eagles, you need to find a way to get it over that midfield line and get it to your offense.
Despite Polk State being down in this one, what are you seeing from them, Max, that maybe is a good sign from them?
Well, I will say there have been multiple dangerous attacks early on for the Titans, especially down that right field line, but a great job on the back end as we see another steal right here by number 11, Kaylin Allen. She has been all over that right side of the field closest to the fans, and so I think Polk State just has to find a way to flip that field off those steals and get some offensive possessions.
Jordan Robert almost got that pass there. Here's Maria Naruski now fighting for the ball. Confusion in the midfield. Titans end up with it. I believe that was number 17, Rebecca Barros, calling for it. Didn't get it. Now Polk State on the counterattack.
That was just a lazy pass right there from the Titans. An easy steal for the Eagles, and now they're on the attack. But a great steal by the Titans on their end of the field.
Akeelia Johnson on the sideline trying to track the ball down. Chasing it. Now pressing the keeper, Ashley Miller.
Very smart by Miller, not hesitating and sending that ball away as Akeelia Johnson was bearing down, trying to seal it.
Good possession play here by the Eastern Florida State Titans.
You see right there, Jasmine Casey trying to set up another overhead pass. Just a little bit too much mustard right there, but I've been very impressed with the sophomore defender from France. She has had multiple occasions where she has set up mainly Rebecca Barros on that right side to try and score. Just unable to finish her, the Titans, so far, but they do have a one-goal cushion that was put in earlier by none other than Avery Bracker, adding to her FCSSA lead in goals of 11.
Avery Bracker there was fighting for the ball. It appears to have gotten fouled.
This is a dangerous spot here for the Titans. Dangerous spot for Polk State defending, but if you're the Titans here, I would try and set something up in that front end of the box. Don't try and shoot it all the way from out here, but we'll see. Maybe Thea Patel has that type of leg.
Thea Patel crossed it into the box. Number 28. Jasmine Casey looked to maybe try to get her head on it. Straight to the keeper, Ashley Miller. Now she clears it.
Not a bad idea, though, by Patel, just kind of leaving it right in that no man's land in front of the keeper. Just not able to get there was the Titans forwards.
There's Rebecca Barros now chasing the ball on the sideline. Trying to get control before she crosses it into the box. Good way to shield her from number 23. Hannah Williams now inside the box. Good shot by Rebecca Barros.
And what an effort right there by Barros. Bearing down on her on the defensive end was Hannah Williams. And she was just somehow able to push through, but unable to get it into the goal. But great effort by Barros right there.
Ball controlled by number 26, Savannah O'Grady.
And O'Grady going for it all right there from way outside. And just over the goal right there. That would have been a highlight reel play had she been able to sneak it into the net.
Another goal kick and clearance for Ashley Miller here.
And Ashley Miller was trying to send it away with her hands, but it is a goal kick. And I love how far into that defense Avery Bracker is playing, really applying pressure to this Polk State team.
Yes, it's definitely giving the defenders no time to react and no time to think. Just straight pressure from the Eastern Florida Titans.
And we have a foul here on Eastern Florida State, setting up a free kick for the Polk State Eagles. See if they can set something up here.
Riley Whale now with the free kick.
Didn't seem like there was much idea behind that free kick right there. Sends it straight to the Titans defense.
Good control by Avery Bracker. There's the keep up you were talking about earlier, Max. Avery Bracker seemed to have broken the defense. Now she's inside the box, shoots it, and almost hit the top right bins. She went for it all just now, Max.
Avery Bracker finding her way through not one, not two, but three Polk State defenders, and just outside of that top right corner. I mean, fans were on their feet. We almost broke the table in front of us, and unable to send it in right there. Would have been a highlight reel play, but great effort by Bracker.
Almost broke my chair there, Max. What a shot by her, off balance, being pulled on by the defender to still almost get it in the top right bin of the goal. Good chance created by Avery Bracker.
And that is why you practice those juggling techniques, because it's all about ball control. And you saw right there her not letting the ball get too far away from her feet and able to get through that defense.
Never know we're going to need those skills in the game, Max. Akeelia Johnson there. Nice pass to number 23, Aoife Farrell. Now here's Polk State on the counterattack, on the wing. Looking to cross it in. Good defense by the Eastern Titan defender.
That was Jasmine Casey right there with the steal. Great job of sticking with her woman. And it looks like we're going to get a foul here on Polk State. Excuse me, it's going to be a throw-in.
Polk State now has regained possession. Janessa Crispo tries to push it forward, hoping for a mistake from the Eastern Titans defender. Given to Leroy Adamski to calm down the defense and seek a pass. On to Rebecca Barros now. Good chest control from her.
And I feel like this is a Eastern Florida State team that if they don't make too many mistakes, they can walk out of here with a win. Possibly just 1-0. This defense is not giving up much. So we see a dangerous through ball right here.
Yes, and it looks like Janessa Crespo tracking the ball down. Good chance for them. Now, number 11, Kaylin Allen.
And just sent away, and that is going to be a foul right there.
Vicious tackle there from number 5, Riley Whale.
I mean, that is the physicality you have to play with to guard a player like Avery Bracker right there. And so ultimately in the long run could help the Eagles, but it does set up a free kick here for the Titans.
Do you think that kind of physicality is needed when you're on a 4-game losing streak like the one Polk State is on right now, Max?
Absolutely. I mean, this Polk State team is a team that just needs to play with energy. And, I mean, when talking to their head coach, he said the main motivation for them is that they need to win. Scoring goals and winning is the best medicine for that type of streak, and there's no consolation prize for this team.
I like his answer and his response right there, Max. You can't win if you can't score. So great answer by him.
And now we're going to get a free kick here for Polk State. So these teams getting a little chippy here early on in this match. This is an in-conference game, so these are players that see each other a lot.
Like we said, Max, a bit of a rivalry. Not a competitive one, but a rivalry nonetheless. Here's now Avery Bracker, another chance on goal. Just one touch too heavy into the hands of Ashley Miller. Good decision to come out of the goal and not let Avery get too deep into her box.
I'll tell you what, Avery Bracker showing off the wheels so far in this game. It just seems like she's a step ahead of the defense every time she takes off for the ball. And really showing off that true Division I really setting up showing that true Division I speed as we have an injury right here for the Titans.
Looks like number 11, Akeelia Johnson, came up a bit shaken on that play there.
Good to see her walking out off of the field on her own volition. Hopefully she is all right. Seems to be okay. We'll see who comes in for the Titans here in place of the effective midfield freshman in Johnson. And we've already talked about how physical this game has been so far, and it is taking the toll on some of these players. But that is good that this Eastern Florida State team is very deep, and so they have players that they can use. So we saw that goal that shot just go a little outside the goal right there.
Yes.
I like that the Titans aren't afraid of taking these shots from outside the 18 here, being very aggressive, trying to catch the Polk State goalkeeper off guard.
Yes, Max. Jasmine Casey tried a long one there. Maybe trying to catch the keeper, Ashley Miller, off guard.
Ashley Miller, the freshman from Troy, Michigan, went to Troy Athens High School, has played a good match so far besides the one goal she allowed by Avery Bracker, but that was just a splendid goal. Not much she could do. But outside of that, she has had a couple of saves on some dangerous attacks, mainly from Bracker, that she has been able to send away.
You're right, Max. Ashley Miller, actually one of the best goalkeepers in the league with 45 saves on this season, a 71% save percentage for Ashley Miller. So very good in goal, definitely knows what she's doing.
Absolutely incredible. As a freshman, too, Ashley Miller has a very bright career ahead of her.
If you're just tuning in, this is the first half, 24 minutes left. Eastern Florida State College is up by 1.
And we just saw a Meg right there, and now a cross. And that was almost on Sports Center top 10 right there from Cannon Ty.
Almost tried to cross it in a goal from the corner there, Max.
But I don't know if you saw it. She put it in between the girl's legs and was able to get it on the other side. Very fancy right there, and it's going to be resulting in a corner kick on the other side of the goal.
Very talented, Max. It's a talented group that Eastern Florida College has here.
Cannon Tai, the sophomore out of Kyoto, Japan. This Titans team is very global, very diverse. You got a player from the Bahamas, a player from Japan. You have a player from Jamaica, Puerto Rico, Denmark, among others.
And even a very local player, Brianna McCain from Melbourne, Florida.
So you see that cross went over the heads of everybody right there.
Eastern Florida State continuing to pile on offense. Cannon Tai looked very dangerous there for a second. Phoebe Wilson attempted to control it, still has control of it now, passes it back. Phoebe Wilson landed right on the leg of number 8, Lulu Vester for Polk State.
Investor just being more aggressive than the defense there. one of the very few times in this game where the Titans have been kind of lollygagging on defense there as Vester tried to take advantage of it, just going through the two defenders. And it results in a free kick here that's going to be taken by Janessa Crispo.
Janessa Crispo trying to figure out exactly where to place the ball.
I don't blame her. This is an important time in the game, although early on, down 1-0.
Good control by Phoebe Wilson there.
And we have a whistle, and it's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a handball on Polk State right there. And so good job by the Titans, standing tall once again on another threatening possession by the Eagles.
Passed out of bounds there by number 4.
Just missing communication between the players for the Titans right there. And if you're the Eagles, you got to try and take advantage of some of these mistakes early on against a Titans team that is 19th in the country. You're not going to get too many of these opportunities if you're the Eagles.
So, Max, if you're the Titans here, do you kind of just sit on this lead, or do you still continue to play aggressive and try to seek more goals?
Oh, I 100% stay aggressive because that team on the other side in Polk State is going to stay aggressive, as we see right here, trying to get a shot.
Number 13 for Polk State, Kiana Kropp, tried to test the keeper, Leroy Adamski, just too far to the left of the goal.
But going back to your question, this is a Polk State team that put up 3 goals against you last time, so I have a feeling for Eastern Florida State it is going to take more than 1 goal to win this match. And even if it doesn't, you want to keep your foot on the gas pedal against a Polk State team that is looking to get their second conference win of the season.
You're right, Max. Despite Polk State only scoring 2 goals in their last 4 games, both these teams come into this game averaging 3 goals a game. So 2 very high-scoring teams here. Now Cannon Ty now getting the ball in the midfield, looking for a pass, passes it out wide. Good dribbling there from the Eastern Titan forward on the corner, looking to cross it into the box. Crosses it in, straight to the hands of Ashley Miller. Was looking for Avery Bracker there for a second goal of the game.
But a good move right there by Kaylee Smith, just waiting for the pass from Cannon Ty and able to trip up the defender, just wasn't able to get the cross.
Lulu Vester now controlled it on the sideline, cut in. Was expecting the give and go. Just unfortunately.
And it is going to be a free kick right here for the Titans, as it looks like we have a substitution coming in.
20 minutes left in the first half of this one, Max. Eastern Titans leading the score 1-0.
And coming back in is Akeelia Johnson for the Titans, a very good sign. And also coming in for the Titans in replacement for number 17, Rebecca Barros, is number 23, Aoife Farrell, the freshman forward. And Aoife Farrell, I want to talk about her for a quick second. The freshman forward, she is second on the team in goals with 5. And she also has 3 assists in her first season with the Titans. And she will take a lot of penalty kicks and has scored in 2 of the past 3 games. So look for Aoife Farrell to be able to make an impact in this game that is going to require all hands on deck from the Titans.
Probably a free kick, or like you said, special teams specialists taking majority of the free kicks here. Good defense here from the Titans, not allowing Polk State to get anywhere close to their box.
And a good idea right there by Maya London, the freshman defender. Just a little bit too much on that pass down the left sideline.
Foul there again, Max. Like you said, very physical game we're looking at here.
It actually wasn't. The ref kept his whistle in his pocket, which I've liked to see from these referees, knowing that this is an in-conference matchup, one team seeking revenge, the other looking for their 4th ever win against the other team. And so they are going to expect it to be physical, and I like that they are not calling every single elbow check, a foul, as we see some right there, and it's going to result in a throw-in for Polk State.
Titans and Polk State fighting in the corner there for the ball. Now a throw in here from Polk State. Cannon Ty tried to get the ball.
Some great passing here by the Eagles, but Keelia Johnson able to break through it.
Aoife Farrell, all for the header. Aoife Farrell almost opened up this game even more, Max, on the header, just too far to the left.
And even though Avery Bracker is running away with the team lead and the conference lead in goals, Aoife Farrell trying to maintain her second-place position right there, just unable to aim the header into the goal there, just a little left.
Were you good at headers when you played soccer, Max?
I was not good at much when I played soccer, and that is why I'm here in the broadcasting chair talking about it.
I was good at defending, Max. I was a pretty good defender.
Yeah, I was what we called sweeper on our team, which was basically just center defender. And so, I was able to, I stole a couple of balls in my day. But definitely not to the level that these women are playing out here on the pitch.
Oh, no, definitely not, Max. I'm glad I'm not a defender in this game. This would have been difficult and tough.
Yeah, especially some of the through balls and overhead passes from this Titans team that we've seen. I don't think I'd be able to keep up.
Cannon Ty now in the box. Tripped up in the box. Maybe looking at the referee for a whistle. Like you said, Max, no call from the referee for the whistle. Polk State ball. Crowd not happy with that call at all. Expected maybe a penalty or at least a free kick from outside the box.
I mean, I was thinking at least a penalty or no call. Very interested. I guess they tagged Ty because she was staying on the pitch. She wasn't getting up, but it didn't seem like she was able to get up. And so very interesting call by the refs there.
This has been amazing pressure by Eastern Florida College, not allowing Polk State to really get up the field. But in their chances, they do make a lot of it. Now on the edge, trying to cross it into the box. Couldn't run that ball down. Attempted very hard to at least get the ball and at least cross it into the box. Yeah. Just too fast.
Good hustle shown there by Jordan Robert, the freshman defender out of Port St. Lucie, Florida. Local talent, but just unable to reach it right there. But those are the chances, as I keep saying. They're going to build up for this Polk State team, and if they're not going to be able to take advantage, this Eastern Florida State team is as good as a winner tonight.
Well, Max, sometimes it's the chances that lead to the further chances down the line. Some may call soccer maybe a boxing match. Just keep getting the punches and punches and punches in until you finally break through the defense.
That is a really good analogy, my friend.
And I'm sure that's what Polk State is telling each other. Just keep trying, keep going at it. Eventually the defense may make a mistake, and when they do, you have to capitalize.
Well, I talked about Coach D. Shiverman for the Polk State Eagles, talking about there being no constellation wins, and he said that in a way that almost was like a boxer, where he is like, it's win or go home for this Polk State team tonight, and you can tell it from the players, their energy and their effort that they're giving. As we see some rain is actually going to start pouring down here, and it is starting quickly as the fans are realizing, and the play is going to continue.
The women have seemed to not notice, Max. Eastern Florida College on a run now. Aoife Farrell wide open on goal.
And you see the reaction right there from the goalie, our cameraman taking shelter because of the rain. But Eastern Florida taking advantage right there and getting their second goal of the match.
Aoife Farrell wide open. Goalkeeper left the net, trying to catch the cross before Avery Bracker could get her head to it. But Aoife Farrell, beautiful header into the goal. She finally got her goal, Max, that she was trying to get.
And now if you're Eastern Florida State taking a commanding 2-goal lead in this match, I mean, and now with the rain starting to pour on, this ball is going to get slippery. It's going to be hard for Polk State to get some good attacks here. But like I said, this does add a little interesting factor that's similar to their last game, which had a rain delay for Polk State. Let's see if they can come back.
Like we said, Max, now even further mimicking the game that these two teams played before with the long delay and now the rain.
What's up? You guys good?
Now Polk State controlling the ball in the midfield. Here's Phoebe Wilson now. Aoife Farrell in the midfield, dribbling past defenders. Couldn't get past the last Polk State defender. Akeelia Johnson.
And we see one of the Polk State players, Marie Naruski, now reaching for her leg, and she is down on the ground. And that is a sore sight to see if you are the Polk State Eagles.
Yes, Max. And Marie Naruski, 8 goals and 4 assists on the season so far. One of their top players.
Absolutely. 8 goals to lead the team. And then, like you said, the 4 assists, second on the team in total points. As you see some of her teammates helping her up. Good to see her back on her feet. Be interesting to see if she stays on the pitch. As you see her walking it off there, and looks like she will come out of the match, coming off of the sidelines and into the game for Polk State. That seems to be number 5.
Riley Whale.
We have seen her a couple of times, a freshman out of England. She will come back in for the Eagles for the injured Marie Naruski.
Eastern Florida now has 2 goals in this one, Max. Do you think now it's time to continue the pressure or just relax on this lead?
I think Eastern Florida State, as we see right there, another great stop on defense, just has to continue playing their game. You know, I know it was the Eagles that said they were going to keep a consistent game plan, but if you're the Eastern Florida State Titans, what you've done so far is working, so no need to change up right now.
And if you're the Polk State Eagles, what's maybe being said to each other while the coach is talking? What's maybe being said?
Well, I think right now you got to remember that you still have a whole half of soccer to play. And so I think they're saying to not get down on themselves and just continue to fight, keep a 0-0 mindset. And honestly, I would say same for them. Don't change that game plan that you had coming in. Try and get some through balls and try and be efficient on the offensive end.
Well said, Max. And like you said, at least 11 minutes now until the second half. So not panic time yet, but Polk State definitely has to step it up as they now have a chance on the edge of the box, trying to cross it in once again. Got too far of the right winger. Couldn't track that ball down. Yes, 12 minutes now here until the next half.
But here is a corner kick, a rare corner kick for Polk State. Haven't had much in this first half, and this will be a opportunity for them to try and cut this lead in half. Very big opportunity for the Eagles right here, and as you see a lot of their players lining up on the outside of the box, expect them to come crashing down to try and header this in for their first goal of the match.
Yeah, corner kick here from Polk State. Decides not to whip it into the box. Short corner to a player hopefully expected to cross it in the box. Got picked up by Eastern Titans defender and played out of bounds.
And it resulted in a Polk State header, a throw-in, but very interesting play call right there to decide to not send it into the box and trying to set up something on the outside. The Titans having none of it on defense.
And as you can see, some of the dedicated fans, Max, still in the stadiums, just pulled out the umbrellas and the raincoats.
I am happy to say that we are in the nice shelter of the press box, but I respect the fans toughing it out for these players here out in the rain.
Cannon tie now in the midfield, gives it to Aoife Farrell to try track the ball down on the edge of the box. Good goal clearance by Ashley Miller. Just too much to track down for number 11, Kaylin Allen.
Too much to track down for Allen, but great job by Miller taking the layoff from number 8, Lulu Vester, and able to send it out of bounds right there. Number 22, Delai Kaboya.
Good job for Cannon Title. Has come in the game as a substitute, but really creating chances. Now Aoife Farrell crosses it into the box, punched out by Ashley Miller. Good defense by Polk State to not allow that to get any worse than it already was. Good awareness by Ashley Miller to come out of the box and punch that one out before Avery Bracker could have gotten her head to it.
Very smart right there by the goalie Ashley Miller right there. In these conditions that we are in right now with the rain, you almost don't want to try and grab onto the ball because it could slip out and that could lead to havoc. And so just deciding to go for the safe punch out right there. Very heady play by the freshman. So we see some substitutions here for the Titans. Coming in for Polk State, actually, is going to be number 10, Marie Naruski, in for Janessa Crespo. So replacing a star with a star here. Good to see Marie Naruski back out there after she was down on the ground earlier in this match.
Number 15 and number 28 for Polk State and Eastern Florida are both looking shaken up there after trying to attempt to receive that ball. Looks like they maybe have kicked each other in the thigh there, Max, but they're both okay.
And it seems like, according to the ref, number 15, Natasha Muchikady for the Polk State Eagles kicked number 28, Jasmine Casey, a little bit harder, as it will result in a free kick here for the Titans.
Jasmine Casey now at about half field, trying to put it into the box on the free kick. Kicks it very hard. Rebecca Barrows there was fighting for the ball. Cannon Ty still fighting for it on the edge of the box. Gets it at her foot. Still controlling it at the edge of the box. Hit out of the box by the Polk State defender.
And then a good save right there by Ashley Miller on the outside try. Another one of those long shots there for the Titans. Can't blame them for trying things out. You have a two-goal cushion, but would love to see them try and get shots closer to the goal.
Here's now number 15, Natasha Muchikady on the attack. Unfortunately lost the ball. Gotten it back by Kaylin Allen.
And if you're just now joining us, it is a 2-0 lead for the Titans right now with about 8 minutes to go in the first half. We are experiencing some technical difficulties due to the rain. These two teams toughing it out, however. And as you can see, it is very muggy here at Orlando Health Stadium. It's a free kick for Polk State.
I believe that's number 23, Hannah Williams there with the try to cross it into the box.
Number 23, Hannah Williams, actually spent a year at Eastern Florida State before coming to Polk State. So you see that one's going to go just outside of the goalie box, and it will be a goal kick for the Titans.
Attempted to cross it in the box for Natasha Muchikady. Just too far from her and too far from Lyra Adamski. Bounced out of bounds. Lyra Adamski now on the goal kick.
Yeah, Lyra Adamski hasn't had to do too much as the goalkeeper for the Titans here. Her defense has been very solid in front of her. And so now it will be a throw-in here for Polk State. What have you seen so far out of these two teams, Zakari, far through the first half?
It seems like Eastern Florida wants a little bit, like you said, Max, earlier, of revenge, the way they've came out in the first half, playing very aggressive, very pressing, trying to get as much chance as they can. Like we said, averaging 3 goals a game, and they're almost at that 3-goal mark already in the first half.
And it will actually be a free kick here for Polk State in a very dangerous position here.
Into the edge of the box now, Lyra Adamski. Good punch out by her. Fighting for the ball now on the edge. Good clearance.
What a play by Lyra Adamski, not waiting on the ball to come to her, going out and punching it out so she gets rid of the danger herself. Great play by the freshman goalkeeper.
Good clearance there by number 23. Actually, that's number 28. Jasmine Casey, I believe, with the clearance.
So we're going to see coming in for the Eastern Florida State Titans is the oh-so-great Avery Bracker, who, if you're just now joining us, scored the goal earlier in the game to get the lead for Eastern Florida State, one of the goals. Along with her game-starting touch into the net, there was also a goal scored by Aoife Farrell. So a goal scored here for the Titans by the leading scorer and the second leading scorer on the team. So things going according to plan for the number 19 team in the nation.
Yes, Max. 2-0 lead here for the Eastern Florida Titans. Number 17, Rebecca Barrows, there was fighting for position. Janessa Crespo regained it. Now Maria Naruski tried to get it. Good defense here from the Titans, not allowing much going on in their midfield. Here's Rebecca Barrows trying to track the ball down. Almost got a deflection, forced the defender to make an arid pass out of bounds.
Yeah, a couple of times right now we've seen in this game. It has slowed down recently, but early in the match, a lot of the success for the Eastern Florida State Titans was coming down that right sideline. Good to see them try and get back to that strategy.
Avery Bracken now looking for a chance, just deflected by the Polk State defender. Kaylin Allen now controlling, good turn to get across, deflected by the Eastern Titans midfielder. Cannon Ty dribbling, looking for a give and go with Avery Bracker. Bracker decides to take it herself, through balls it. Tried to get it to Aoife Farrell. Good decision by Ashley Miller to come out and collect it before it got too dangerous. Now crossed into the midfield.
And Aoife Farrell on that last attack for the Titans just wasn't in the spot that Avery Bracker thought she was in. If she was just a little closer, that could have been an easy goal.
Here they are now, though, Max. Aoife Farrell on the outside. Avery Bracker slaughtered it in past Ashley Williams. Good pass from Aoife Farrell. Quick offense here for the Eastern Titans. Good offense. And like we said, I think they've hit the 3-goal mark that they usually average in a game, Max. And it's only the first half, 2 minutes and 46 seconds until the second, 58 seconds until the second half.
And a great job by Avery Bracker there, not getting offsides, able to hold up just behind the defenders and getting her second goal, and now extending her goal count in this season to 12 goals in as many games.
And I think she's now one away from a hat trick, Max. So definitely be on the lookout for that during this game. But quick score there for the Titans. I think they left Polk State a little stunned and shocked by their offense there.
Well, I'll tell you what, assistant coach Jordan Humbert for the Titans wasn't kidding when she said they're going to try and get on them early. They have got on them early and gotten on them a lot, as they are up 3-0 here as we are still in the first half.
Great turn by Cannon Ty. Avery Bracker pointing maybe to the spot now. Rebecca Barrows definitely looking across it, and Avery Bracker just couldn't get it to her. Deflected by number, looks like 19, Jordan Robert for Polk State.
And if you're Ashley Miller and this Polk State defense, there's no need to worry, as we still have an entire half to play, but you're hoping you do get some help, because I will say this Polk State defense hasn't played bad. It's just Eastern Florida State has had so many chances on offense and have been able to put the 3 that they have gotten in.
Yes, and every chance, like you said, Max, they capitalize on every chance that's given to them. No wasted chances as the ball once again goes out on the sideline for Polk State on the right side.
And that's really the story of this match so far, is that Eastern Florida State has had a lot of chances. Polk State has had a couple, but Eastern Florida State has been able to put a couple of those chances in the net. Polk State not able to find that opening just yet.
Leroy Domsky here, goal kick, not too high, unusual of her, but maybe in these rainy conditions, that was the best decision for her to put it a little lower.
And if you're Polk State, as we see right here, it's going to be a foul going on the Titans, and it will be a free kick here. A throw-in. they continue that physical play, and I think if you're Polk State, you have to try and keep that physicality up as the rain has slowed down here just a little. There's still a little bit of mist.
Lyra Adamski kind of threatened by that shot there. Very powerful shot, although it was far out of the box. Caused her to fully extend and tip it, even though she got both of her hands on it. Very powerful shot there. 32 seconds left in this half. You're going to see Polk State rush to the corner to try to get it in. Maybe to hit a shot at the buzzer.
And this would be huge for the Eagles right here. Not only a motivation going into the halftime, but also cut this lead down.
Aoife Farrell blocks the corner taken. And now here's Eastern Florida on a run. Maybe before the clock goes off. Good attempt. Even though they didn't score there, Max, good way to push it out of your opponent, out of your area, so the opponent does not score as the clock hits 0. And that is the end of the first half, Max, between Eastern, the number 19 ranked school, Eastern Florida College, versus Polk State College.
Yeah, I mean, really can't ask for a better first half if you're the Eastern Florida State Titans. I mean, 2 goals from your really Wonder Woman on this team, Avery Bracker, able to get 2 goals, adding on to her already FCSAA goal lead. She had 10 coming into this game. Now she sits at 12. Also had a goal from Aoife Farrell. And this Eastern Florida State team, there really isn't anything that they're doing wrong so far.
And if you're Polk State, Max, what is being said now at the halftime to maybe fire your team up and get them really into the second half to overcome this 3-0 deficit?
Well, I would be a fool to say that they were saying keep the same game plan, because honestly it has not worked so far. They are down 3-0 on the scoreboard. Something has got to change going into the second half. And so if I'm Coach Shiverman, I'm telling them that we need to push a lot more in the second half, because they have gotten some opportunities, but it seems like every time they get down into the Titans box, there's just not enough bodies in there to try and threaten the very talented freshman goalkeeper, Lyra Adamski. So I think Coach Shiverman is telling his team that they need to lock into the second half, as they have their work cut out for them down 3 goals.
Is there anybody maybe for Polk State that has impressed you during that half of soccer?
Well, I will say that Ashley Miller, the goalkeeper, even though she has allowed 3 goals, she has been good on several occasions. It is just a matter of time. When you're Eastern Florida State, you have that many opportunities inside the 18. It's just a matter of time before some of them squeak through. I also think that Maria Naruski, even before the injury and even after the injury, was really good, and I think she'll have to be even better in the second half if they're going to try and come back for the Eagles.
Well said, Max. Well, that was the first half for the number 19 ranked Eastern Florida versus Polk State College. We're now at halftime, sitting at 12 minutes and 40 seconds until we get back. Grab a snack, relax, but don't go away, because although it is a 3-0 game, there's still a lot of time left for Polk State to make a comeback. All right, Max, 2 minutes left before the start of the second half. And Eastern Florida out to a hot start, a 3-0 start. What can be said about this 3-0 start? How may they be feeling going into the second half?
Well, Eastern Florida State has got to be feeling really good, and history is on their side. One of our producers just told me that when asking him about the 3-0 lead for Eastern Florida State, could they get it up, he said crazier things have happened. But going back to 2022, they really haven't. In going back to the 2022-2023 season, in games where Eastern Florida State scores 3 or more goals, they are 29-0. So they have not lost a game going back to 2022 when they have scored 3 or more goals. And so if you're the Titans, you got to be feeling great going into the second half.
So history is on their side is what you're saying, Max.
Absolutely, and which is coming into this game what I talked about for Polk State, which if you're Polk State, you know the last game where these two teams played where they were victorious, there was a rain delay. Today we had a delay, not really because of rain, but because of some referees. But, you know, if you're Polk State, you got your work cut out for you. You're down 3-0. If they would be able to somehow force a tie, I would be very impressed. But really, it's all about gaining momentum going into the next match. I know we have a full second half in front of us, but it is going to be very difficult for Polk State to come back and try and win this game, seeing as Eastern Florida State has been playing some great defense.
Yes, Max, it seemed like the script has completely flipped. At the start of the game, we maybe were saying that history was on Polk State's side. However, now it looks like history is on the Eastern Titan side.
As we see right there, Polk State Eastern Florida trying to go very fast. And you've asked me a couple of times, should they change up their aggressive nature on offense? Even though they're up, or since they're up 3-0, should they try and sit on the ball? I say absolutely not. If you're doing this game plan of really trying to stretch out their defense with long aerial passes, I say keep doing it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it, Max. Don't fix it. One of the most truest sayings ever said, Max. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I mean, just really a rule for life, really. You know, if your car keeps working every time you kick it on the outside to start it, keep kicking it.
Don't fix it.
So you see right there, it's going to go out of bounds. Good job by Polk State not allowing another goal in. I didn't specifically look up how many times Eastern Florida has won when they score 4 goals or more, but I would assume it's a pretty good percentage.
Maybe even a higher percentage than what you said earlier. But going back to not fixing it, Max, what about Polk State coming in here with a 4-game losing streak and now being down 3-0? What do they maybe need to fix?
Well, if you're Polk State, you've got to try and find some of those openings in this Eastern Florida State midfield, because it seems like the midfield for Eastern Florida State has been controlled by the Titans, and it seems like Polk State, anytime they start getting it towards that midfield line or even past it, Eastern Florida State is able to find a way to get the ball. So they need to try and find some ways, maybe even some aerial passes from the back to try and get past this Eastern Florida State defense.
Yes, and good save just right there by Ashley Miller. Now pressing up is Polk State, hoping to overcome this 3-0 deficit they found themselves in the second half. Good passing, though, by the Titans, not allowing that to happen very easily.
And I will say, even though I think you should still play aggressive if you're Eastern Florida State, take your time, as right there, that's just a miscommunication on the outside. Take your time, try and pass it, keep it in bounds, keep that clock going, and keep your team in possession.
Yes, because like you said, the clock is on their side. The clock is their friend in this one. Natasha Muchakiti trying to control the ball here. Now Kaylin Allen on the outside of the box trying to get her foot on it. Zactavia Grant on the outside here. Tries to cross it in.
Good defense right there by the Titans. And honestly, for Zactavia Grant, I would have hate to see a potential shot right there. I know it was from outside of the box, but honestly, down 3-0, give it a shot in the second half.
Yeah, Max, when you're down 3-0, you gotta try almost anything in your arsenal to try at least put one score on the board, so maybe that the defenders start getting nervous, maybe out of the rhythm. Because right now the Eastern Titans defenders are in a good rhythm and playing very well.
I mean, it just seems like the Eagles aren't able to get it into the box, and when they do, they're not able to get a clear shot on goal. As you see right there, they didn't even get it inside because of a clearance by the Titans. But if you're Polk State, you once again get another chance right here down past the midfield line, and so you got to take advantage of some of these.
So Octavia Grant tripped up on the throw-in. Eastern Titans ball.
Polk State trying to go fast here, and I don't blame them. Time is not their friend.
Aoife Farrell pressuring the throw-ins, not allowing anything on that sideline for Polk State.
It will actually be a throw-in here for, or actually it will be a free kick here for Polk State. As you see, East Florida setting up a two-player wall consisting of Aoife Farrell and Keelia Johnson. To kick it will be Janessa Crespo. See if she can add to that assist total, which is 9 on the year.
Janessa Crespo launches in the box. Lyra Adamski, what a big jump from Lyra Adamski to get her hands on the ball and get complete control of it. And then to sit on it to not allow the ball to slip out of her possession, and a tap-in goal for Polk State.
I couldn't have described that play any better than you just did, Zakari. I mean, Lyra Adamski just able to control the ball. I said earlier when she had a punch-out of the goal box that it was smart because, you know, with it being raining outside and the goalie glove's a little slippery, it's going to be harder to corral that ball, but right there just showing that she was able to get control of it. Great play by the freshman goalkeeper.
Polk State now going wide to the outside winger. Looks to dribble inside. Good cross into the box is Octavia Grant. Grant now has to control it. Is calm with it. Header. Header there by looks like number 15.
Yeah, good idea right there for Polk State. And had an open header right there. Natasha Muchikady just unable to aim it to the correct spot, and it went wide right of the goal.
Lyra Adamski now on the goal kick.
Another great stand by this Eastern Florida State College defense.
Aoife Farrell, good control on it. Good through ball. Akeelia Johnson trying to track it down. Now Akeelia Johnson in space. Takes her time with it. Fakes out the defender now. Going down the line into the box. Looking to cross it. Great pressure by the Polk State defenders. And knocks out of bounds. Good defense by the three Polk State defenders actually.
I'll tell you what, though. Akeelia Johnson looked like she was about to take it herself. Had 3 defenders to beat, and it looked like it was just one defender too much. Great job by Polk State being able to help out and get to the ball. Titans still threatening, though. The throw-in very close to a corner. And it will be a corner.
Corner for Eastern Florida.
And if you're Polk State right here, you can absolutely not afford to allow another goal in a game where it's going to be tough for them to even score 1 goal against this Titans defense, let alone 3. Kicking it here for the Titans is going to be Thea Patel.
Thea Patel launches it into the box. Unsuccessful. Now chased down by the Polk State defender, trying to clear it out of her box.
A great job by the defender for the Eagles right there, staying with the play and able to get the ball off of the offender for the Titans out of bounds.
Now the ball just being kicked high into the air by both teams. Eventually lands out of bounds. And a throw-in for...
And you're going to see some subs here for the Polk State Eagles. Coming in is number 19, Jordan Robert, and number 28, Madeline English. And coming out of the game is number 11, Kaylin Allen, and number 30, Octavia Grant. You see Polk State slowly working this sideline, slowly but surely getting it onto the other end of the field.
Slowly getting down to their box.
And right there, call not going their way, it will be a throw-in, and that is just a killer for the Eagles, who are trying to use that far sideline to get into the 18.
Now Phoebe Wilson punts it halfway across the field. Aoife Farrell fighting for the ball here. Good pass to number 29.
Good slide tackle right there from number 19, Jordan Roberts, subbing into the game and making an immediate impact for the Eagles.
Actually, number 20, but the ball was passed to Maya London, the freshman.
A lot of freshmen on each of these teams, and a lot of truly rising stars. I can see a lot of bright futures out on this pitch tonight.
Yes, Max, for Division I JUCO, that's usually what you would see, is a lot of freshmen, because the JUCO usually has 2 years of eligibility, so a freshman is kind of maybe like a junior, and a sophomore would be like a senior. So most of the sophomores on this team are looking for other colleges to go to continue their careers for soccer.
That is a good point. But Eastern Florida State's interesting because it is a 4-year college, but they have a 2-year JUCO athletic program, very different than a lot of schools.
Aoife Farrell, nice pass there. Titans trying to get it inside their box. Taking their time, going backwards on this one for a little.
And I'll tell you what, Avery Bracker, who has now had 2 goals tonight, is a very interesting story. She's a sophomore here, which, like you said, is technically a senior for JUCO, as she almost had another attack right there. But Avery Bracker, actually a transfer from James Madison University, so she already actually has some experience in true D1 soccer, and coming down to the JUCO ranks, but proving why she was at that level and why she plans to return to that level after the season.
Yes, Max, almost a hat trick for her in this one. Still enough time, 34 seconds left in the second half, so still enough time for her to get her hat trick. If you're just joining us, like I previously said, 34 minutes left in this half, Eastern Titans up by 3.
Titans not taking advantage of that free kick, but you saw it was caused by handball by Marie Naruski, who hasn't really had the game that she would have hoped to have coming into tonight. The team leader in goals for the Eagles, slamming the ground, expressing her frustration. It's really, if you're the Eagles coming into this game, losers of 4 straight and trying to not extend it to 5. But they have ran into a buzzsaw on the Titans tonight, as we're going to see a substitution coming in to take the throw in. That looks like, trying to get a good eye on it, it's number 16, Jaden Roberts.
Yes, and like you were saying, Max, Marie Naruski no fault to her, it's just she ran into an amazing Titans defense tonight.
And if you're Eastern Florida State, this is very promising going forward. If this score holds, it will be Eastern Florida State's first conference win in the 2025 season.
Jaden Robert here on the throw in, number 16. If that name does sound familiar, that's because she is a twin. Has a twin sister who's also on the team, as we've mentioned before, number 19, Jordan Robert. So there you go, Max. 2 twins playing on the same team, a pair of twins playing on the same team.
I was wondering why they look so identical. Same height, same class, same hometown, and same high school. Twins on the team. Both getting some time and both really having an impact for the Eagles.
That's when soccer is truly in the blood, Max. 2 twins, a pair of twins, both pursuing the same sport.
And I'll tell you what, siblings playing on the same team will never not be cool in sports. You've seen it in the NBA with players like Steph and Seth Curry, which I think Seth actually just joined the Warriors, if I'm not mistaken, the other day, so it will be cool to see them on the same team.
Yes, he did. Like you said, Max, very rare, but anytime it does happen, it's very cool to see siblings playing on the same team, playing with each other.
I think the only thing cooler could be playing with your son or your kin, which only the great LeBron James has done in the NBA. In soccer, I am not sure. I will have to dig into the history books to see if that has ever happened.
It could have possibly happened, Max. Soccer is a game that requires a lot of physical shape, but has the same retirement rate or age as the NBA. Good shot there from Polk State outside the box. Maybe try to test Leroy Adamski there a little bit, trying to get her off her rhythm, even get the defense off the rhythm just a little bit. Good attempt there by Polk State to maybe at least open up this game or get close to scoring or closing out this deficit. Leroy Adamski now here on the goal kick. Been very good tonight. Basically making sure Polk State had the little chances that her defense has allowed through the box. Leroy Adamski has been there to just corral every single ball.
So the answer to my question earlier of have there been soccer players to play alongside their kin, and yes, there are actually many examples, including Henrik Larsson playing with his son Jordan at Hogeborgs BK, as well as George Eastman and his son George playing for Arts, among others.
So it seems to be a very popular occurrence. Well, not popular, but maybe more popular in soccer than any other sport. Obviously, you have baseball with Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. So it happens, but very rare.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a huge achievement as soccer is a game of longevity. As we see, we're about to see a corner kick here from Thea Patel. But also famous twins in soccer to play together. You have Frank and Ronald de Boer, Halil and Hamed Altentop, and Alexei Vasily Berezutski playing together for Barcelona, just to name a few. Who knows, maybe Jordan and Jaden Robert could be that next big twin pairing as that sails.
Way to recover on the miss there for Aoife Farrell. Now controlling the sideline, working the sideline, actually almost got a spin off of the Polk State defender.
And she's actually able to draw a foul right there. Going to be called against one of the twins, Jaden Robert. So a free kick here in a very dangerous position for the Titans. And at this point of the game, as we creep under 30 minutes to go, with this 3-0 lead, I wouldn't be surprised if their corner kick specialist, Thea Patel, just decides to try and shoot it at the goal here, try and get a highlight reel play.
I wouldn't be more surprised if Polk State starts shooting it from even further out of the box, just trying to get anything inside the goal, anything inside the box, really. Like we said, Leroy Adamski and the Titans defense have almost allowed nothing so far. Into their box, at least. They have definitely not allowed anything in the goal.
But as I said, she is the corner kick specialist. Let's see if she can set somebody up.
Good cross there. Maybe, I think that was Akeelia. Yes, Akeelia Johnson tried to get her foot on that one. Good stop by the Polk State defenders.
But it will result in a corner kick here for the Titans. And once again, it will be Thea Patel, who takes all of their corner kicks on the year and is very good at it.
Thea Patel now crossing it into box. Akeelia Johnson has gotten her foot there. The goalkeeper came out of her box, maybe looking to corral the miss. Good attempt by Akeelia Johnson. Just too good of a play by Ashley Miller. Just too nice of a play by Ashley Miller.
And ultimately, as we dwindle down under 28 minutes to go in this match, it's a great stop for Polk State right there, but stops are not going to get them back into this game. They need to score, and they need to score now. And so look for really a far kick from the goalkeeper, Ashley Miller, because I think that's really what you got to do if you're Polk State. Try and get it down the field as quick as possible.
Despite the offense being a little lackluster, Max, the Polk State defense did seem to change something during the halftime. Not allowed a score here as yet. Just need the offense now to maybe kick it into overdrive to overcome this 3-0 deficit.
And, you know, it was kind of the scoring that we were talking about. This is a Polk State team that averages a little over 2 goals a game this season. So very uncharacteristic of them with a 0 on the scoreboard so far. But it really just talks about how great the Titans' defense has been so far tonight.
Yes, needing a very strong defense to keep this win streak going. And here goes, as we were talking about the defense, great way to control the game. Kicks it out, kicks it to Leroy Adamski now, controlling the ball. Way to not feel any pressure and stay calm and composed despite the Polk State attacker running straight at her. Kicks it out of bounds, gives her defense a chance to reset, get back in position.
I like those two C words you use there, calm and composed. That has really described this Titans defense this entire night, as that goes out of bounds, and it will be another goal kick for the Titans. Just great communication between all of these players on the back end for the Eastern Florida State Titans, and they have not panicked whatsoever against a team that they allowed the score that they currently have on the scoreboard the last time they played. But really taking that, I really think that this is a game where they wanted it more, and I feel like that early season result had a lot to do with it.
That answer there, Max, had another C in it. Those are the 3 C's of the game, I guess. Calm, composed, and communication. Eastern Florida Titans seem to do those 3 things very well and had a lot of those 3 aspects in the game. Ball being juggled back and forth now between the 2 teams. Just lands out of bounds.
I mean, this is a Eastern Florida State team that is number 19 in the country, and if this score holds, will move to 7-3-1 on the year and 1-3 in conference play, and will really look to set their sights on possibly trying to make another run to that NJCAA tournament later in the year.
That was almost 3 back-to-back headers from the 2 teams.
See right there, that's going to be a foul on Avery Bracker. Good to see her still playing aggressive.
Titans have gotten away with it. What looks like 3 at the back here. Not too much pressure from Polk State this entire game. Maybe they can turn it around with just at 25 minutes left in the game. However, Aoife Farrell may be looking for Avery Bracker. Avery Bracker now on goal. Too heavy of a pass from Farrell. Avery Bracker shoots from outside of the box. Just challenges Ashley Miller. Way to get her hands to it. Diving save. Able to catch it at least and control it for her defenders to get back and clear that one out of her goal. Great pass by Aoife Farrell. An even better shot by Avery Bracker, just not able to get past the keeper.
Great pass, like you said. Great shot, like you said, for Bracker, but an even better save right there by Ashley Miller, who, if you look at the scoreboard tonight, it's definitely not a performance that she will look back on with joy. But at the same time, there have been some really good bright spots showing why she is one of the top goalkeepers in the FCSAA.
Sometimes you keep your head up, Max. You just remind yourself of the good moments and the good highlights. Now here's Polk State finally on the attack here. 28. Number 28. Madeline English attempted a shot outside of the box. Like I said, Max, would not be surprised if they started shooting from deeper outside the box, trying anything at this point to muster up some offense.
I mean, trying anything they have to at this point in the match, and calling out her first name, or her for the first time, Madeline English, the freshman out of Colorado. Trying anything coming from any player at this point, if you're Polk State, it's really just about trying to get the ball near the goal, as they have not been able to get it into the goal all night.
Phoebe Wilson, good turn on her head to directionally place the header. Now, Avery Bracker tried to control that to through ball it to Aoife Farrell. Unlucky there. Now here's the through ball for not Aoife Farrell, number 27. Kaylee Smith now chasing the ball down, tracking it down the sideline. Kaylee Smith crossing into the box once again. Good decision by Ashley Miller. Like you said, Max, been very good this game despite the score. Great goalkeeping here by Ashley Miller.
And Kaylee Smith, I mean, she might just be the ankle snatcher tonight. Second time she has crossed somebody up on that Polk State defense right there. Just unable to get the cross into a spot where she likes it.
A tie up there between the 2 players there, Max.
Yeah, and that's going to be called against Phoebe Wilson for the Eastern Florida State the Eastern Florida State defender will get the call right there. And so it will be a free kick right here for Polk State. And I know it's in that midfield circle, but if I'm the kicker for Polk State right here, I am sending this as close to the goal as I can. Try and make anything happen right here.
Yes, Max. Definitely looking for the tallest person in the box to at least maybe get their head on it or their foot. Anything at this point.
And me and you are students for the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting, meaning we get to call these games. Very blessed. Thank you to Eastern Florida State for giving us this opportunity. We also call some Rollins College D2 soccer as well, which you can find on the Sunshine State Coast digital network. And one of the things about that Rollins team is they have a woman by the name of Gabby Mallet on their team, which is 5'11", and is a menace inside the box whenever it comes to corner kicks. Really not seeing a player for either of these teams that comes to that specific height advantage. I mean, for the Titans, you have Savannah O'Grady, who's a 5'9" freshman. And then on the Polk State side, you have a 5'9" freshman as well, Jacqueline Spear. But we haven't seen a lot of either of those players tonight. Always a good advantage, though, when you're able to have that player that you're able to go to whenever it's a free kick situation to try and get a header near the goal.
Yes, to have a taller player who you can always at least rely on to maybe, like you said, get their head on the ball. And now Polk State trying to cross it into the box. Once again, deflects it. Like you said, Max, almost really nothing has gone their way in this match today.
And if you're Polk State, if this score holds, you will move to 6-6-1, 1-3-1 in the conference, and it will extend your losing streak to 5 games, and it will also lower your record on the road to 1-6. But if there is a consolation win, which I know their coach wouldn't want to hear me say, as that he said there are no consolation wins in this sport, is that you went up against an Eastern Florida State team that destroyed you in the first half, but as we're going to see some shoving here between some of these players.
I think the tension of the game is finally starting to get to the Polk players, Max, and we had some pushing, and the referee has given a yellow card, Max.
And it's going to go on number 5, Riley Whale, right there, just unable to keep her temper in check, jostling with Phoebe Wilson, and she is talking to the ref still about that yellow card. But going back to what I was saying, if there is a constellation win, it's for them, is that if this score holds, yes, Eastern Florida State got up 3-0 at halftime, but in the second half you have not allowed a goal yet. So a lot of good pieces on this Polk State team that we've seen tonight that they can build upon in the future.
Well said, Max, well said. At least taking something away from a game like this one.
And we're going to see the corner kick, free kick specialist here, Thea Patel, take it for the Titans.
Just closing in on 20 minutes left for this half. Not much has happened for both teams. Good header by the Polk State defender now. Titans trying to get their foot on it. Good clearance. Jasmine Casey launched that ball back in to the Polk State box.
I mean, somehow find its way in front of Bracker. It seems like Bracker is almost in the right place at the right time all the time, which is not by luck. It's by playing the game for as many years as she has. She knows where she needs to be on the pitch in order to receive the ball in a goal-worthy situation.
Yes, like we said, Max, a sophomore for this team, which in JUCO is a senior, so she'll be looking for another college or a college to go to after this one to continue her soccer playing career.
As that one is going to be called against Phoebe Wilson. Phoebe Wilson very aggressive all night tonight. Tied for the team lead in assists. But as we get closer to the end of this game, we will go into our women of the match, and I think a great contender for it tonight is going to be Avery Bracker with 2 goals on the night. And I'm rooting for her to get that third, get that hat trick in this match. And we'll see if she can.
I think we're all rooting, Max. Definitely a special match anytime a player gets the elusive hat trick.
And it would also add on to Avery Bracker's so far historic season, leading the FCSAA in goals right now with 12, and what a through ball.
As you were speaking for Avery Bracker, here's Cannon Ty now on the ball. Cannon Ty needs to get it off. Eludes the keeper. Cannon Ty into the goal. What a move. What a move. Moving it from her left foot to her right foot for Cannon Ty. Passing by the keeper. Good goal. Good offense by the Eastern Florida State Titans.
What a move by Cannon Ty, going from her left foot to her right. One woman to beat in the box. It was the goalie, and she is able to juke her out and then send it into the goal. Cannon Ty, who has really been elusive on that front end of the offense all night for the Titans, able to get her one right now. Good for her.
Substitution there was not in the original starting 11. Cannon Ty making her impact felt in this game. Like you said, Max, good on her, good goal, amazing trickery to get past the keeper. Seems like the Titans are now fired up, searching for more goals. They're starting to have fun with this one, Max.
Yes, they are. Up 4-0 now over Polk State. And like you said, they can just try out some things now as it is getting close to that time for Eastern Florida State to celebrate after that goal by Cannon Ty.
Jordan Roberts now, the twin, fighting to at least get something. And Lyra Adamski finally made maybe a mistake, dived out of position there, just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net for the Polk State attacker.
And that looked like it was, and we have a player injured on the field right now. And getting up, good sight to see. That is number 20. And that is number 20, Laura Sofia Males, who was also the one that had a chance right there. And it seemed like if she would have just been able to aim that kick towards the goal, Lyra Adamski was out of position, like you said, and she would have been able to score, but just unable to get it on goal.
Yeah, Lyra Adamski coming out, not really coming out of her box, maybe at least going for the ball on the initial cross, wasn't able to get it, tipped in. Easy, free, wide open goal, like you said, for number 20. Just couldn't put it in, put it too far to the right.
And if you're Lyra Adamski, I mean, what a game for you as well, not allowing a single goal to get past you. And if she's able to keep that up for the next 17 minutes, she will have a clean sheet, which is going to be huge for the freshman going forward.
Definitely looks good on the stats to keep a clean sheet against a team that averages 3 goals a game. Akeelia Johnson once again hit.
I mean, Akeelia Johnson has taken a beating tonight, and good job of being able to get back up. Really a fighter is Akeelia Johnson, the freshman out of Kingston, Jamaica. A transfer from Florida Atlantic, another player on this Titans team that has played D1 before, past the JUCO level.
Sophia Males now fighting for the ball. Here's the twin. Jordan Roberts tried to make an attempt on that ball. Number 4.
Good job by Thea Patel right there, able to get it cleared out of bounds, just able to slow down that offense for Polk State.
Number 13, Kiana Kropp trying to make something of it. Titan.
Eastern Florida State just not giving any space for Polk State right now. As you see right there, just getting all up in her grill and able to steal the ball for the Titans.
They're not letting their foot up off the gas, Max. Still hunting for more goals and hunting to keep that clean sheet for Lyra Adamski there in goal.
And that just really comes down to a culture that a team has, which, like I said earlier, when talking to assistant coach Jordan Humbert, this is a team that is very well aware that this is an Eastern Florida State team with a very rich history of success, and that this year has really not gone the way they planned it going so far in conference play. But tonight is a chance to revert all of that back to the good old days. And I say good old days, it was only 4 years ago they won the national championship. And so Eastern Florida State tonight is a huge win, and moving forward, they are a team to look out for in the NJCAA.
Yes, Max, because even how they're playing, you wouldn't think that they're 0-3 in the conference. They look like an undefeated team tonight. Everything going their way. Clean. Well, a clean sheet up so far up to this point, and 4 goals on the scoreboard.
And we see Polk State here with a corner kick. Let's see if they can scratch that clean sheet off and try and get their first goal of the match.
Crossed it into number 8, Lulu Vester, chasing it down now.
And Lulu Vester, I mean, she had space. She just was unable to control the ball when it got to her feet. And that's really been the story of the game for Polk State. They have had some openings to cause some havoc to this Eastern Florida State team, but just really hasn't been able to finish.
Yeah, just weren't executing too well on the finishing. But they did, like you said, the silver lining did trouble the defense a little bit, did trouble Lyra Adamski a few times. So was able to break through the defense, just have to maybe work on the finishing and being critical in those moments.
And it will be a very tough film session for the Eagles. As earlier I was talking about, they had a chance to hold them to 0 scores in the second half, but, Cannon Ty able to have none of that and score in the second half. And now it's 4-0 the Titans. If you're just now joining us with almost 13 and a half minutes to go, this Titans team got up early, and it was behind the leg of ever so amazing Avery Bracker, as they're going to try and score again, and that's going to be a little bit too far. But Avery Bracker with not 1 but 2 goals on the night, as well as one in between those two by Aoife Farrell in the first half, and then in the second half, Cannon Ty able to get a 4th one on the board for the Titans.
Avery Bracker, they're pressuring the keeper and the last defender, hunting for that hat trick. We're all rooting for her to get it, Max.
And Avery Bracker, if she is able to get a hat trick, not only would this be a 5-0 win, it would be a clean sheet for Lyra Adamski, and it would be a hat trick for Avery Bracker, and would add on to her great season. It would be 13 goals in 11 matches. Right now she is at 12 goals in 11 matches. Still so impressive.
It would also be the second hat trick game that me and you have called, Max, so far for the soccer season.
That is true. Shout out Emma McMurray as looking for a cross here, and she will not get it.
Jordan Roberts, look like you said, looking for a cross, did not get it. Once again, something not going Polk State way as it has been majority of the night. Just couldn't get a lot going for this team.
But great job right there by Maya London, able to fend off Robert on the attack. Really everybody just keyed in, and I could really tell coming into this game, we had a little bit of a delay before the game started, and this Eastern Florida State team, they were, play fighting. They were, acting like they were running around the house near midfield before the game, and you could just tell that they were loose, no pressure coming into this game, and really played their brand of soccer that their coach knows they can play tonight.
Good analysis, Max. I mean, like you said, more team that looks the most loose, having the most fun, seems the most excited, usually more often than not comes out on top.
And I will say that I definitely do think it was a factor, the hour-and-a-half delay on Polk State, because, it does cause, that's basically a full match right there, is an hour-and-a-half delay. And so this Polk State team, as we're going to see a big substitution right here, emptying the bench, are the Eagles. And I think that, and also for Eastern Florida State, actually coming in, saying her name for the first time tonight, is Brianna McCain, the freshman forward out of Melbourne, Florida, right here in Melbourne, went to Vieira High School. It'd be cool to see the hometown player able to get one in goal.
Yeah, Max, she's no stranger to a big goal. She had a 40-yard goal in the regional quarterfinal in her senior year in high school, so no stranger to shooting from very deep outside the box. Hopefully we get to see one here, and this looks like Avery Bracker now still hunting for that third goal, that hat trick on the day. Her teammates keep feeding her, hoping that she does get it. Seems to be the main focus for Eastern Florida right here.
Very surprised that is not a corner kick there, but that was great on great right there. Avery Bracker as the forward, and then Marie Naruski as the defender right there. Naruski able to get the better of her that time, but Bracker having the best of her and that whole entire Polk State defense this entire night.
Cannon Ty, they're fighting for the ball.
We're just under 10 minutes to go here. Eastern Florida State looking to put the bow on what should be a very impressive win, a first conference win of this season.
Like we talked about, number 12 here, Brianna McCain pressuring the defender, hoping to get the ball off her feet.
And that is going to be a foul on Brianna McCain as Marie Naruski is down for the second time this game in some pain. And some of her teammates coming over. And getting to her feet is Marie Naruski, and that is a really good sight to see. Has been a little bit chippy here and there. We saw a yellow card thrown earlier on Riley Whale for Polk State, but outside of that has been a fairly clean match and no injuries. That is always the goal, as Marie Naruski not only is back up on her feet, but it looks like she will take the free kick here for Polk State.
Yes, like we keep saying, Max, been a tough game here for Polk State, but maybe looking ahead, looking into the future, now looking at this one, what may be their expectations going into the future for the next opponent who they're going to play on Wednesday of next week, I believe?
Well, they play Daytona State College, who they have already played this season and lost to 3-0. And so going up against Daytona State is going to be no easy task. And so this Polk State team will need to realize that they are in a conference where it's no days off. And so this loss to Eastern Florida State does have consequences, but I think they will be very motivated to try and bounce back and try and stop that losing streak from continuing after what was really a great start to the season. You know, started off with just one loss going into conference play, and now have lost their last 5 if this score holds.
No days off there, Max. Was that a young MA reference that I hear you mention just now?
Might have just been referencing the female MC right there. Really good. Might have to listen to her a little bit on the way back after that. That was a good catch by Yusakari.
Like she said in the famous song, Max, no days off, but it pays off. So hopefully that this tough schedule can make Polk State a better team in the long run, and they can bounce back from this 4-game losing streak and make something of the season.
Absolutely, and what a great touch right there down the sideline.
Something looking to finally happen in Polk State's favor. Controlled there by Janessa Crespo, just too heavy on the touch, goes out of bounds. As soon as it looked great for Polk State.
And I think that will be the story. I've said it multiple times, but Polk State has had opportunities and setups to possibly get goals to cut into this lead, just hasn't been able to finish. So I think that will be the speaking point when D. Shiverman talks to his team after this game and leading up to that Daytona State matchup, is that they have the players and they have the team to get in positions to be successful. They just have to finish, because this, close only matters in horseshoes, and this isn't horseshoes.
Yes, Max, and like you said, can be very demoralizing as you just see chance and chance and chance go to the wayside. But no loss or no non-credit to the Polk State attackers. Just good defense by Eastern Florida. Now things starting to look different for Polk State, but there you go, Max. Just as been regular all game, very characteristic. Lyra Adamski once again making a good decision to come out of in net to come for the ball and stop the attack for Polk State.
And that's not the first time we've seen Lyra Adamski be proactive in goal. She also had a corner kick early in the game, back when it was 0-0, where she came out and punched the ball out of the 18, as we see a shot right there, and that is easily controlled by the feet of Lyra Adamski.
Polk State seeming to finally find their fire in this one, just creeping at 5 minutes left in the half.
And really any goal or any positive shot on goal just builds momentum into that next game against Daytona State for Polk State. And so it is a good sign if you're Coach D. Shiverman to see your team fight until the very last whistle.
Yes, it is, Max. Yes, it is.
And if you're Eastern Florida State, you've got to be very happy following this game, getting your first conference win against a team that did beat you earlier in the year. As you see, that's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a Polk State throw-in. But if you're Eastern Florida State moving forward, what do you think that they have to do to build off of this win, not just let it be a one-time wonder, and really build off of this win and make a push?
Well, Max, as most people may think that the losers go back to film and study, maybe I think the winners, especially Eastern Florida, maybe at this one, not calling it too early, but even if, go back and watch film, see what you did well in this game, see what really went well, what was your strong points, and build off that. Keep working at that in practice. Try to make that a signature of this team of four goals. Like we said, their average is 3, so maybe making 4 a signature and going up in the average can definitely help this team. Defense was a strong suit, so maybe look back and see what made the defense so strong in this one and build up on that.
A great example right there of the defense you just talked about with the slide tackle to send that out of bounds. And I like what you said there about, the winning team looks at film. And I think while Polk State is going to extend their losing streak to 5, this Eastern Florida State team is now going to extend their unbeaten streak to 5 games. 3 games in a row that they have won following this one, and 4 of their last 5 games being wins, with one of them being a tie. And so this is an Eastern Florida State team, and I actually asked assistant coach Jordan Humbert going into the game, and I'm glad I did, about what does this team need to do to, and I'm a big college football guy, and a lot of times in college football they'll say don't eat the rat poison, which is basically if you have a big win, you'll hear the social media and the crowd and all of that say, oh, you're the best team in the country, you can beat anybody. No, this Eastern Florida State team really needs to stay focused, and I like this quote from Jordan Humbert. She said, losses keep them focused, and even though they have some losses earlier in the year, they still remember that the team that they are and their great history, and they're going to achieve the goals that the teams in the past have, and it really has showed tonight.
Yes, Max, great quote by her, almost shattering the same quote, turning your losses into lessons and using them as a positive thing instead of a negative, and trying to keep your team focused.
And Polk State possibly with a chance here.
Here's number 13 now for Polk State, Kiana Kropp. Finally, an open chance on goal. Maybe to test Lee Radomski, thinking about it. Just getting her turn in the box. Now number 22 lines up a shot, blocked by the Eastern Florida defender. Very characteristic day and very characteristic chance for Polk State there, just being denied by this great Eastern Florida defense. Like you said, Max, Polk State just looking for anything to go into maybe their next game, where they're going to go up against the 10-0 Daytona State.
The number 1 team in the country, might I add.
Like the number 1 team in the country. Very high-scoring team, Max.
And if you're Polk State, going out of this game, I didn't watch the last time they played, but when they beat this Eastern Florida State team, I have a feeling that a lot of their goals came on crosses very deep into the 18, because you saw that last shot by Delight Kaboya, and I feel like that is definitely not her strong suit. As you saw right there, she's just a little hesitant, as we're going to see the refs meet up right now. And we'll wait to see what they're saying. But as I was saying, this Polk State team, I feel like really their game is trying to cross it into the box and get, try and wreak havoc into that very deep goalie box. And, Janessa Crespo, 9 assists on the year, tops the FCSAA. And we really didn't see a lot of openings for her to get those passes inside, and that's a credit to the Titans defense.
Yes, Max. Big credit to the Titans defense. Maybe the Polk State defense. Polk State defense definitely has to go back, like we said, watch film and figure out maybe what went wrong here, especially going up against a Daytona State team who has scored 11 goals in their last 3 games and only conceded 2 goals. So a very nice team they'll be playing next time on October 18th, on
18th.
Saturday. Yeah.
Which is a minute and a half from now, so a week and a half from now. And so they have some time to work on, and learn from this matchup. but a lot is going to need to change for this Polk State team if they want to be competitive against Daytona State, who is number 1 in the country.
Definitely, Max.
So we see that one ricochets off of number 12, Brianna McCain, right there, and goes into the seats here. As just under a minute and a half to go. 4-0 Eastern Florida State, barring a miracle for our Polk State. Eastern Florida State is going to walk out of here at 7-3-1. Polk State will drop to 6-6-1, 1-3-1 in the conference, while Eastern Florida State will tab on their first conference win of the 2025 season. First of, if tonight's game and performance is any sign, first of many for the rest of the year for Eastern Florida State.
Barring multiple miracles, Max.
Yeah, under a minute to go. I don't think even a miracle could save Polk State at this point, but you never know. A quote earlier from our producers was crazier things have happened. I think at this point in the game, that would be the craziest thing to happen.
I was going to say, this would be the craziest thing that has happened. If they somehow overcome a 4-0 deficit in just about 30 seconds.
As we see, taking all the time in the world, no need to rush here. And she's earned it. Lyra Adomsky, clean sheet on the year in this game. Great outing by the freshman.
Well, Max, earlier the game started off with a delay, and then it had some heavy rain, but now we've ended on a clear night sky. Beautiful ending for this game.
As we see, the buzzer is going to sound, and Eastern Florida State has gotten revenge for an early season loss against Polk State 3-2 on the road. That was not the story tonight. The story tonight is that Eastern Florida State hosted the Eagles looking for revenge, and they got it in a big way. 4-0 your final score. Eastern Florida State moving up to 7-3-1 on the season and 1-3 in the conference. And Zakari, what did you see tonight from the Eastern Florida State Titans in this win that really helped them get vengeance against the Polk State Eagles?
Well, Max, the Titans were energetic immediately from the start. They pressed all game. They pressed the defense from the very first whistle. Despite the delay, they looked hungry for this win. They looked passionate. They looked like they really wanted it, and their defense allowing many saves there from Lyra Adomsky at the end, but for majority of the game, she was kept very calm, very cool in that net by her good defenders. So great trust and great bond by the team to rely on each other and continue their winning streak.
And now we'll get into our women of the match, and I think I have a feeling where you are going to go with your woman of the match. I'm going to go ahead and say mine. Lyra Adomsky, the goalkeeper for the Eastern Florida State Titans, getting a clean sheet in this match right here. Really was just on her game all night long for the Eastern Florida State Titans, and adding on to what has already been a very impressive season for for Lyra Adomsky as well as Eastern Florida State. And she has been really on top of it all season and showed it again tonight. And this will be her third clean sheet, her first since August 24th against Calhoun Community College when she held them scoreless. And then before that, she held Motlow State Community College. So her third ever clean sheet in her JUCO college career. And who is your woman of the match for Eastern Florida State?
Like you said, Max, you know where I'm going with this one. I always love a good scorer, someone who can put the ball in the back of the net, and that was Avery Bracker tonight, Max. Like 2 goals on the game. Unfortunately, couldn't get her hat trick. And what did you say her goal total would be now for the season?
She is at 12 goals this season in 11 matches.
Yes, Max. So averaging more now than a goal a game. So good outing by Avery Bracker. Really was the main one pressuring the defense and really got the Eastern Florida Titans off to a good start and a hot start that enabled them to play very good throughout the entire game.
And before we look ahead for Eastern Florida State into their schedule for the remainder of the year, let's talk about Polk State really quick. You moved down to 6-6-1 overall, 1-3-1 in the conference, and now you got the the number 1 Daytona State Community College. You got them next, and it's a week and a half from today, but a lot of things will need improvement for this team. Ultimately, what are some lessons that they can take away from this matchup moving forward?
Like I said, the defense has to watch film, really figure out maybe what went wrong in this one. The midfield, I feel like, did a pretty good job keeping the balance, and the attackers also have to study and figure out why they maybe couldn't pressure the Eastern Florida defense as much as they maybe wanted to.
And to end us off here, moving forward for Eastern Florida State, they play Miami-Dade College coming up next time, and it will be on the road. This is actually the last home game of the regular season for Eastern Florida State. So what do they have to do moving forward to ultimately finish out the season strong and then move into the playoffs?
Well, Max, as cliche as it sounds, they just have to do almost what they did in this one. Score a lot, defend the net well, and Lyra Domsky just has to be on what she almost was doing today. Just very good.
Well, that's going to do it here for Eastern Florida State from Orlando Health Stadium. Your final score, 4-0. Eastern Florida State Titans win over Polk State, and they will move on to 7-3-1 on the year and 1-3 in the conference. You've been listening to Eastern Florida State Community College soccer, women's soccer, and I'm Max Mesman. Zachary McKenzie was your play-by-play guy all night, and we will see you in the next one.